I understand that this channel must be confusing as hell. First of all, we have this bad boy. What is it that I do? What are all these things that I'm at all the time? Let me tell you. So, first of all, the place that I spend the most time at, this place, is Arboristbutiken.se. Arboristbutiken is Sweden's largest, or Scandinavia's largest, arborist online retailer for climbing gear. So, stuff such as rigging ropes, such as climbing ropes, such as harnesses, such as friction devices. So people who climb in trees, people who look like this essentially. So professionals who do rope work in trees. And my responsibilities here include various things. 1, packing orders, which you have seen me do in past vlogs. 2, unpacking incoming deliveries. For instance, now we're going over here and we got a big ass delivery that's incoming that we gotta unpack, etc. So in here there's 300 meters of rope, for instance. I gotta handle returns, all the kind of stuff. Essentially, I am the one running Arboristbutiken, which means that I have to do all of the admin stuff. I have to do invoicing, I have to take care of customer support requests, I have to handle customers in the store, I have to manage all of the things which are connected to running an online commerce. While this is technically a job, I do have a lot of flexibility. As I'm in charge, I can decide when I want to work, what I want to do, and what we should do. Which is of course a lot of freedom, but it's also a lot of fun. And I do have one colleague who does work here 3 or 2 days a week, meaning that on 2 or 3 days a week I work here alone when I have to manage all of the things. On the other days I can be a little bit flexible, take some meeting during the day if that's needed, and catch up during the evening. Or sometimes there isn't that much to do, so I can spend some time doing other stuff in the afternoon, for instance. Now, at the same time, I'm trying to run a YouTube channel, as you can see, which typically means that sometimes, or quite often, I have to edit and start editing at least over lunch. So I don't close the store, but typically people don't really come in between 12 and 1. So I sit down here, I eat my lunch, and I edit a little bit at the same time. I edit all of my YouTube videos using CapCut, and I film it on this DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Sometimes it's so cringe to look back at yourself. So, first of all, I do have to acknowledge that this is... Yep, see what I mean. So I do that while I eat, and then we get back to the afternoon stuff we have to do in Arboristbutiken. But today we have a couple of things we're going to be doing that are connected to 3 of the other ventures that I have. Let me show you. And then once we have edited, I have one more thing that I'm going to be showing you in the store that I'm also doing. So I've shown you a video like this in the past. Let me just move some stuff here. This right here is actually my latest company, or latest venture. It's called Palmu Bags. So what this is a bag for rope, essentially. So as an arborist, you do need a lot of rope. And something that we noticed here in the store is that 1, not a lot of the bags are solid enough to stand up on their own, which this one does perfectly. As you can see, it's a square, it doesn't fall over at all. And secondly, a lot of these bags have a lot of fluff here. Like they have these, to be able to close them, you have like a little fabric mesh type of thing where you have to pull a little string to close it. So we made this bad boy, which has a lid like that. It's completely square so that you can stack 3 on top of each other actually. So even if you get some heavy stuff, like this is a 60-meter rope in here. If I then take, I don't have another bag now, so if I then take another 60 meters, stack it on there, works perfectly. If it's in your car, if it's in your wherever, whatever, works very well. So it has this pocket here, it's a pocket on the side, good stuff overall. What this entails is essentially everything. It's my company, so I have to do everything for that one too. I have to reach out to suppliers, I have to reach out to the factory, have a contact with them, I need to do all of the accounting, all the imports. I have reached out to all of the retailers, and currently we're sitting at around 220 pre-orders from around the world. So we have retailers from New Zealand to Canada, all over Europe. We don't have any in the US or South America yet, or Africa or Asia for that part. So the main European agricultural markets we have, as well as Canada and New Zealand, so that's a lot of fun. But that's also one of the ventures which I'm working on, which is entirely my own. So that's exciting, that's fun. We have a smaller bag coming out too. This is 32 liters, this one, and we have a 17-liter one coming out as well. So, online store, Arboristbutiken, YouTube, Palmu rope bags. That's quite some things, but we do actually have a couple of more things which we're working on. We're actually about to hop on a meeting now for an investor or a partner, I'm not sure which one it was, I forget, for Venture Pals, which is the app that I'm running. It's a social accountability app that we talk to a lot of incubators now, and we just pitch it to them to see if they want to hop on board. So that's what we're gonna be doing, and you'll hear a little about the app itself in there. Yeah, I'll give you a quick little demo of the platform and what the product looks like. To begin with, it's just a standard task management tracker where you have all these tasks. For example, I make YouTube videos too, and I just finished my Thursday vlog today, so I'll go and I tick that off for the subtask that's YouTube vlogs for this week, for example. And I also finished this part, which was create a Topmate profile, so I check that off, and then we can see my progress circle for this week's moves along. So it goes from 2 date, 3 date, etc. But this is pretty standard. You can go in, you can add subtasks, you can add descriptions, you can add due dates, you can add it to your calendar. Pretty standard stuff. You can leave a comment for yourself or for your pal to see. How you connect with these partners is kind of like a dating app profile type of thing, but for entrepreneurs. So you have like a little CV card with your name, where you're at, with a tagline, as well as with some goals and about info and your interests here. So you get a little CV. So you can either swipe left or you can swipe right on these people, depending on if you think they're interesting or not. And similar to any dating app, if you both swipe right on each other, you end up with a match.
Okay.
Okay, that meeting done. I had to take this hat off because these Americans sometimes they be a little bit fussy, especially the ones from the big funds with the I don't know, death. They're Christian. I don't know, man. But that was my other venture, which is Venture Pals. We're currently reaching out to incubators in order to forge some partnerships. Because we have a program in the app where you can enter an organization code, and it essentially becomes a closed network where you can match, where you can socialize, and where you can be productive together with people within your own community. So we're trying to get incubators on board. He ended up giving us some good advice. Maybe we join one of their accelerators. That sounded quite fun, but we'll see. Now we're gonna go to the grocery store. We're gonna buy some stuff. We're gonna make some pizza with my friends, and then I'm gonna show you my 2 last ventures. 하지 않았었던 지난 나의 딸이 들어볼래 우리 평생을 약속하자던 갑작스런 너의 proposal. Alright. So here we are. This is what you gotta do when you're working on all these ventures. You need to wait to cool down, something to get your nerves down. Mine happens to be sourdough bread, which is a little bit nerdy, but you know, it is what it is. But here we've baked these bad boys for 2 days. We put the Italian hat on. La grande la speta is what we say. So we're gonna bake these. I'm making one for each member of the household, each for one roommate. Call me kind, because that is what it is. But this is super simple. Like you make a little culture that you put in the fridge, and you let it yeast, is that what we call it, for a day or two, and then you're good to go. So we're gonna hit you with a sick little montage here of us making pizza and eating it probably. And then I'm gonna go back to showing you the last 2 ventures that I haven't shown you yet today. The motion there. 헤어진 후 널 거절한 이후 설레 보이던 너의 그 사진 아름다울 수 없던 우리 추억을. Okay, so a couple of pizzas later, you saw all of that jazz. And I'm spending some time with my girlfriend here on the couch before heading to bed, and I thought I would show you the last 2 ventures that I didn't really show you throughout the day today. So, real quickly, essentially both of those ventures are connected to the same thing. I'm running an agency type of thing, I'm not really sure what to call it. I've been doing it for the last years or so. I've been doing websites, social media, podcasts, apps, etc. But right now I'm working on this app that I've shown you a little bit. It's the app called Roomy. It's and the name is going to change. That's what's the same name now these days. But that's the one where I've been showing you where you plan school events, etc. So that's a project that I'm doing. I started this in the beginning of May, or probably middle of April, and I will be doing it until approximately August. And that is something that they pay me to do on a project basis, so I get paid for each project that I do, in this case being this project. I have done this before with websites, etc. But this right now takes up quite a large chunk of my time, so this is something I'm gonna manage and put into all the other things that I've shown you throughout the day as well. And currently, at the same time, we're looking into another project where I'll be subcontracting someone and work together with them on another project that someone else in the US actually has asked me to take a look at if we can do. So that's relatively exciting. But that's kind of like my third and a half venture, whatever you want to call it, agency stuff. So it's Arbetsbutiken, which I showed you for today. It's the Palmy rope bags. It is YouTube. It is Venture Pals, and it is agency. So those are the main things that I'm focusing on, and the agency typically being one project at a time, because that's what I can manage. So yeah, probably a very random video, strange video to put in there. I got 3 of these comments, so that's why I thought it was appropriate to make it. But those are the types of things I spend my time doing. Those are my ventures. Those are what I've been showing you throughout these videos in a scattered manner. So maybe now the understanding is a bit more clear. But yeah, that was a quick explanation video. Tomorrow we're just gonna do a simple standard day, and then we're gonna head out in the evening, and then we have a pretty fun weekend ahead. We're gonna see where that ends up. But if there's anything else you want explained, like someone wanted this stuff explained, then please leave a comment down below. And feel free to subscribe, it's completely free of charge, it's a bargain. And I will see you in the next one. Peace!
Du är så jävla kunglig alltså. Du är så jävla, alltså,
Wow.
skön vid kameran. Och
Hur fan får man av